What has been and what will be. Subtitled Captain Mushroom and the 40 Thieves. And among the cast we have, of course, Trump. We have characters like McConnell, Ryan, Zinke, DeVos, and any number of Republicans and people in positions of power, corporate or public, that have taken advantage of their position and taken advantage of you. This is a morality tale, in part, even though in reality there are not many morals here. And this is a cautionary tale. And it's a tale that's been told, and it's a tale that you need to understand is limited in a matter of years, not decades, not lifetimes, etc. So it all began years ago, of course, when a boy was sent off to school, private school, with the hope that he would get straightened out, learn morals, learn discipline, learn respect. And all that really happened is he built a reputation that he has carried all through life of being perhaps the most manipulative and selfish person that had ever been at that school. And we see that now in real life. And of course, we are paying the price. So the question goes begging, but we need to ask it, of course, is why would anybody support Trump to begin with? Is it because he says that he would stop abortions? I don't believe that for a second. Someone as selfish and narcissistic as him, should one of his mistresses ever get pregnant, would, I think, stop at nothing to terminate that in order to protect himself, abortion included, my opinion. Well, would you support him because he is taking your health insurance? Well, of what benefit is that to you? Why would you do that? Why would you give up your umbrella, your protection, and create the opportunity, which is happening by the order of hundreds of thousands, where people are declaring bankruptcy because they can't pay their medical bills? This is a common story, and it's a common story in this country, and in this country only. Is it because you were getting money from the tax break that was enacted? Well, that's only on the matter of dollars. Most of the money, of course, is going to corporations and going to the upper 1% rich. Okay? The trickle-down effect is not true. It doesn't work. And if you're looking at the recent headlines where companies and corporations are buying back stock in the order of trillions of dollars, that benefits the stockholders and it benefits the executives whose bonuses are in part determined by the position and the cost of their stock. So they're the ones benefiting, not the people who are working there, because they are not seeing the reinvestment, they are not seeing the raises, they are not seeing that money. And probably, to me, the most hypocritical and awful comment came from Ryan when he touted that lady who, I don't remember if she was a waitress or what, who said she was getting like $1.38 and she could use that $1.38. Well, seriously, that's basically disgusting, that you would even think along those lines and have no respect for the common worker whatsoever. Well, do you vote and support Trump because of the jobs he's creating? Well, certainly jobs are being created at the moment. However, when you compare that to what's being lost, be it health insurance, being it money, being Social Security, being the national debt, which is skyrocketing and it's going to fall on your shoulders, you're ending up losing. And in fact, the way it really should work and what you really need to think about is you should be getting jobs along with health insurance, along with your Social Security, and along with your protection. And that is simply not happening. This administration and all those complicit, which is mostly the Republicans that have been in power, are amoral. Amoral in terms of what they're doing at the borders, amoral in terms of how the poor are treated, amoral in terms of how the homeless are treated, and amoral in how our veterans are treated. And unfortunately, those veterans fall into all those other categories as well. Well, that's not enough. Let's look at this. So, do you like the pride that he shows? Do you like that he's narcissistic? Do you like that everything that he talks about, even in terms of disasters happening, always comes back to him? I don't think you could. I don't think you should. Because if you did, that would be pretty hypocritical towards a lot of the tenets that major religions, such as Christianity, hold dear. Certainly Jesus would never accept that. Do you like the greed that he shows? Do you like how the upper 1% are stealing your money and stealing your future? Do you like the fact that he sues everybody, that he breaks contracts, etc., etc.? I can't see how you would. That would be hypocritical. Do you approve of the lust that he shows? Well, maybe you want to give him a pass on that like you give him a pass on everything else. And that's pretty hypocritical, to be sure. However, really that rests on the 3 wives that he's had and still has, and the fact that he's cheated on each one of them. Okay? Would you want your daughter to be one of those wives? I really don't think so. Do you approve of the envy that he shows and the fact that everything has to come back to him? I don't think so. If you did, that would be hypocritical. Do you like the gluttony that he shows? Not only gluttony for food, thank goodness, but gluttony for money and gluttony for power, and the influence that he has on all the other Republicans as well. Okay? For instance, those in Wisconsin and those in Michigan that are stealing power and the rights from duly elected people. That is an absolute insult to our country and what this country was built on in terms of democracy. Absolutely shameful. Do you like the wrath that he shows every single day, and the anger, and how it all comes back to him, and how he always points it outward, and how he attacks? I can't imagine that you do. That would be hypocritical. Do you like the sloth that he shows? Do you like the fact that he's playing golf more often than he's almost working? You feel like the fact that he doesn't read, doesn't pay attention to briefs, etc., etc., etc. I can't imagine that you do. That would be hypocritical. So you've got all those 7 deadly sins, and you've got everything else going on. And you're giving away your life, you're giving away your future, you're giving away the future of your children and their children, etc. I don't see how you can be doing that. So what labels can we put on people here, particularly Trump? Well, certainly vile, disgusting, despicable, apply. Bully? Yes. He's always bullied people from young on up. That could be through lawsuits, that could be through broken contracts, etc. Same with cheating. Cheats people out of their money, he bullies them, and his lawyers do a lot of the dirty work. Is he a thief? If he's stealing your money and he's stealing your future, I don't see how that doesn't apply. Is he a compulsive liar? Every single day. Why would you accept it? Why would you believe it? Why would you give your life away for that? So I just can't see how you could support that. Support him, support the Republicans, and give your future away. It just doesn't make sense, and that's putting it mildly. However, if we're going to continue with labels, I think the one that perhaps is the most appropriate and the most accurate is that he's the closest thing that I've seen to what so many people would call the Antichrist. He's going to bring about the end of days. That's the end of days for this country. That's the end of days for the world. And certainly on a shorter term scale and on a smaller scale, end of days for you and your family and your future family, because he has never stopped stepping on you and crushing you and thinking of nothing but himself. And again, every time I use these, everyone else is complicit. The Ryans, the McConnells, etc. So it could be plural as well as singular. So why are the end of days coming for the world? Well, the global warming is not being stopped, and we're talking years, decades. We're not talking lifetimes. The people in his administration and him are opening up and destroying the lands. They're poisoning them. They're going to be drilling. The waters are getting poisoned again. And just look at Flint, Michigan. But if you do the research, that's going to be everywhere. More cancer, more people dying, etc. People are being crushed. People are losing their lives now, etc. They're dying soon. They're going to be dying in the future. And when you compare what's happened in the past, be it Hitler or Stalin or any of the other mass murderers, yes, those are bad. Those happened in a short time period, unforgivable. But what's happening here is going to be more insidious and much worse. You have people dying now. You have people that are going to be dying in the future. When the sea levels rise, half the world's population is going to be displaced. The wars that we're going to result, the famine that's going to result, is going to result in so many more deaths and so much more destruction. What's happened in the past will be nothing with what's going to happen in the future. And you better do something about it, and you better do something about it soon. So let me leave you on this one note and this one thought. And let's go from the 40 thieves that I talked about and make the number more realistic. And it's probably hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. But let's just say 100 for now. So I want you to think about this, and I want you to keep it in your mind. These 100 are stealing millions and billions from you, from the countries, from people all around the world. And while they're doing that, millions and billions are going begging for 100. Let me say that again. While these 100 are stealing millions and billions are begging for 100. That is just not right, and it's really appalling. And we need to change that. Thank you.